I'm so excited to play this game. I'm so excited. This is the game I grew up with. So I never had the first one. I got this one from Blockbuster, then Blockbuster shut down, so I got to keep it. Today's topic, Indian people. Now I got a lot to say about this too. So, Indian I'm gonna be Yoshi or Toad. I like Toad. He looks like a little Pajit too, because of his little vest. He looks like Aladdin. Fits the topic very well. Regular mode. Um, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, what's the deal with Indian? Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with them because of their color, because they're Indian. I have a problem with. You know what? When I say this, when I say all these things, all these criticisms I'm about to have, don't even think about Indian people in America. I'm just talking about India. India, which is, I'm sorry, one of the most disgusting countries in the world. Now, I don't care if it's a religious thing. There's some stuff you should not be doing. Like I saw this TikTok of this girl trying to live the life of an Indian for a little bit. These guys were like, "Oh, I'm gonna sprinkle some shit and pee all over the kitchen counter while we're cooking, and then we're gonna put some on the doormat in front of the door because it has antimicrobial property for poop and pee. That is pure bacteria. I don't know what they're talking about. Antimicrobial. That's pure bacteria. And here's the thing. I know it's a religious thing because cows are sacred, but cows should not be sacred. And that's just what I know. Blasphemy. I know. I know that that's their religion. I should respect it. But why are we sprinkling dookie? Oh my god, my cat just fucking attacked my other cat. Why are we sprinkling dookie all over the floor? Cows aren't really like, come on. And then my father, who is, and let me tell you something, my dad, he's this wealthy man who has visited so many countries. He's been to Africa, he's been to everywhere. He tells me like, oh, we need to be respectful of their culture, but yeah, when you go over there, you never shake an Indian person's left hand. I was like, why? Because they take a shit on the street and then they wipe with their left hand. So in India, it's seen as disrespectful to try to shake someone's hand with your left hand because that's the hand that you just wiped your ass with if you're an Indian. You shit on the street and then wipe your ass with your bare raw hand. With you wipe your dookie, you let it crust, and then you just fucking you just walk around like that. I don't care if this is a blonde, Agarthan, blue-eyed, perfect chisel jaw, Ryan Gosling, Henry Cavill man. If I saw them doing that, I'd still be like, hey, cut that out. You know what I mean? We should not be doing that. So I have a pretty big problem with that. And I don't care about, and here's the thing, there's a lot of things in their religion where it's like, just because it's religion, I'm not religious. I'm not religious. But I respect a lot of religions because religion can be a very good thing for teaching people moral and how to be a good person and everything. That's very good. That's worth a lot. So like if someone's like Christian, good for them. They probably have good morals. They probably not all of them obviously. Well, here's the thing about SpongeBob. You know that salty spittoon bar? Now, I can say generally, who goes to the salty spittoon? What does a general salty spittoon eater look like? Cowboy hat, sunglasses, chiseled jaw, and they're very rude. And then someone's going to come in and be like, well, SpongeBob and Patrick were in the salty spittoon. Yeah, but I'm talking about the general salty spittoon. When I say Indians, I don't mean all Indians. Of course not. When I say the Jews, I don't mean all the Jews. Of course not. When I say white people, when I say black people, Mexican people, I'm also part black and part Asian and part Jamaican and part Filipino and part Jewish and part Italian and part Mexican and part Portuguese and part Swedish. So I get, these are all my races, so I get to talk about all of them. Little known fact. But yeah, so when I say Indian people are generally like unsanitary, I'm talking about, generally speaking, India as a country is unsanitary. It's gross. That's not that controversial if you've seen this stuff. These cows will like take a shit. People take a shit on the street all the time. That's not normal. I don't like that. If India was a place of blonde people with blue eyes, like I said, like Ryan Gosling's, I'd still have a problem with it. It's just a gross thing to do. You know what I also have a problem with? A lot of like their religion. Like, and here's the problem with it. I don't have a problem with a lot of religious stuff. You're telling me the Prophet Muhammad was out here like impregnating a 6-year-old? Now, whatever religion, I'm not against that religion. But any religion where it involves, if Jesus Christ impregnated a 6-year-old, I'd have a problem with that. And you're still out here worshiping it. It'd be one thing if it was like, maybe back then, like 16. Maybe back then 16 would have been fine. 6 years old is not a fucking, like, that is in no way. Have you seen a 6-year-old? They look like fucking little monkeys. They're little babies. They're children. Think of the children. So yeah, if you're thinking about the Prophet Muhammad who got a 6-year-old pregnant, dude, there's something seriously wrong with your religion. I'm sorry, if that's part of the story that you think is like the holy story, that's what you base your entire life on. It starts out with a 6-year-old getting molested and impregnated and forced to give birth. Then some bitches out here saying like, oh, it wasn't a 6-year-old, it was actually a 12-year-old. What are you talking about? A 12-year-old it's the same thing. No, dude, don't worry. The child that got molested, they were 12. They weren't 6. What? That's not normal. That's not normal. And I don't care. Here's the thing. It's not socially acceptable to say, this group of people is a little bit gross. But you go to the country, there's shit everywhere. You look into their thing. They have their main guy, their big guy, their Santa Claus, their Jesus Christ, is a guy who fucking impregnates 6-year-olds. What are we talking about? Come on. Like, I get, different thing. We need to be respectful of others' religions. There are some lines you don't cross. Now, if let's say I have let's say Christianity, let's say Christianity all along at the beginning of the book, no one noticed it, but it said some shit like, oh yeah, this one of the guys in the Bible who's one of the good guys, one of the guys that we live our life based on how they lived, he used to fuck dogs. Now, would all people defend that? No, but the dog was like it was a good looking dog. No. Oh, she's only 12? What are you talking about? Oh, the dog was only it was a really tight dog, It probably felt really good. No. So I do think Indian people are pretty gross. And I don't think, again, hold on. I don't think all Indian people are gross. I would never say that. I'm just talking about, again, the salty spittoon. I'm talking about the salty spittoon, you know who I'm talking about. You go in, you see a bunch of those guys. Not everyone. SpongeBob and Patrick were in there. Well, what about SpongeBob and Patrick? They don't have sunglasses in like this. Yeah, I know. It's not that crazy. I feel like this is a pretty, obvious, thing. But you have to clarify it because, you got, Ben Shapiro out here. You say something about the Jews. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. I'm not anti-Semitic. I just don't think we should bomb little brown kids. See, I'm sticking up for the little brown kids that this video is about, even though it's not the same ones at all. That was actually a little bit racist. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm talking about. All these people's defense is oh, you're racist, you're anti. This is mostly the Jews. This is a Jewish strat. I gotta make a video on Netanyahu and talk about this. But yeah, let's stick to Indians right now. That stuff's that ain't normal. All this stuff ain't normal. So yeah, I don't know. I do think a lot of Indian people here there is a lot of racism against Indians. Obviously, people are oh, their country's disgusting. They're whatever's disgusting. They don't take them seriously. You go on Instagram Reels, you see a bunch of dumpy looking kind of fat Indian guys. Super Saiyan powering up because they're chuds and all the Stacys don't want them. That kind of thing. I think that stuff is pretty weird. I don't think India made RRR. See, I'm not racist. RRR is one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm not even joking about that either. It's got its moments of being corny, but that shit was good. I took a couple fireballs before I watched it. We were having the time of our lives. It's pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. Do I think... Fuck, man. Would I ever go to India? No. But I did offer I was like, hey, what if after we graduate, we go to India to go see Gore Haba. Now, if you don't know what Gore Haba is, it's the Indian cow dung festival. Google it, Gore, like the fucking word, like for videos, cool, awesome Redditors watch Gore, and then Haba, Habba. Look that up right now. Look up what that is. That's like their national Indian cow poop throwing festival. And you look it up, and there's these guys with big ass smiles on their face, covered in shit. There's these like everyone's smiling. They're like throwing shit at each other. It's getting in their mouths. This is what I'm talking about. Even if their cow is their sacred thing, even though it's a religious thing, that is some sick shit. You know what I mean? I don't think that's that controversial. Um, yeah, I don't want to see that stuff. And it's crazy that Sydney Sweeney's going over there. They're gonna. Oh man, there's also a lot of rape in India. It's pretty bad. I don't know why that is. I actually don't have anything to say about that really, other than like, I mean that's bad. I don't know what the fuck happened to make India one of the most rape like places in the world. So that's pretty strange. I actually saw this video of immigrants before they come to the United States. They have to watch this video about like, oh, if a girl is wearing a short skirt, it does not mean you're allowed to rape her, and they have to actually show immigrants that. So that's, I don't know if that says something about us or about the immigrants. I really don't know. I don't know if that says something about people here dress weirdly compared to other countries. All other countries, I guess, rape too much. Uh, you know, I live in America, and everyone's getting raped here left and right. Like me when like I go get gas and it's like $60. That's basically rape. That's basically what happens. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. That's gonna be the end of this video. All right, see.